Toastmasters. I'm just going to ask you to do me a favor. You're all going to go around the table, and all of you will tell me how long you've been in the club. But it's less than 1 year, less than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, so on. So,
2 months.
6 years.
8 years.
9 years.
15 years.
1 year.
13 years.
A month.
3 years.
3 years. I think 8 years.
so we have a mix. We have a mix from 1 month all the way till 18. I've been with the club for 7 years. So in my speech, I want to talk to you about my journey. It's a lot to tell in a 5 to 7 minute speech, but I'll try to keep it short. I want to focus on a few things. I want to talk about why I came here, what are some of my takeaways, and why I'm still here. So I want to talk about 3 things. I want to talk about fear, the concept of fear. Secondly, I want to talk about the concept of growth and success. The third thing I want to talk about is giving back. Fear, and that is one of the reasons we all start our journey. We start because we are afraid. Like Jerry Seinfeld, I keep repeating this quote all the time. Jerry Seinfeld says, when you go to a funeral, most people would rather be in the casket than give the eulogy. Public speaking is your #1 fear. And everybody comes for that reason. I'm sure you have felt that jitters in your body before your first table topics, before your first head table row, before your first speech, before your first contest. I felt them all. I remember my first time I walked into this club. I came in a little late. I came in through that door. Our chair was Tom. Lorene was the table topics master. The theme was traffic. So I came in. As soon as I sat down, she did not even give me a moment. He said, Nissar, would you like to try? That was a very suggestive question. When you ask a question like that, what do you say? Yes. I think I did okay. I survived. But I realized, you know what, when you do something the first time, yes, you're going to be afraid. And of course, it's not about trying to be confident, it's about just doing it. I remember that day when I saw somebody's family speech was about gift baskets. I said, wow, like a speech that involves demonstration on how to make a gift basket. That is a tough act to follow. So I was afraid right there. But the club made me comfortable. A few weeks later, I gave my first speech. I was nervous. I practiced it so many times, and I still nervous. A year goes by. I was asked to chair the contest. I was still nervous. I took a day off from work. And they asked me, well, why did you take a day off from work? And they really did not understand what I was doing. And after that, I became the president, the area governor. And as time went on, every time I did something new, I was afraid. There was a fear. But one thing I've learned from my fellow Toastmasters and myself, fear is there. Fear is just a thing. It really doesn't mean anything. You just have to do it. And nothing works the first time. The first time you're going to give a speech, it will not be a best speech. It will be a speech. But you just have to go and do it again. So that's the first thing I learned. And even today, after many years, there are some instances I feel a little bit of anxiety or fear. It'll never go away, but it's a part of the journey. The second thing I want to talk about is growth. Oh, of course, when you overcome all these hurdles at the club, when you're speaking, when you're competing, when you're organizing, when you're even mentoring somebody, you grow as a person. And that is something what makes us different from people who do not come here. A lot of people, what are they doing on a Thursday night? Watching the Kardashians. Maybe this, I don't know what. But here we are learning, we are growing, and we slowly have grown ourselves. I certainly have grown. The club members have told me that. Slowly as a speaker, as a leader. That only comes often after a long time. That's the reason after 7 years, I'm still here, because I know as time goes on, I will be growing. And the last thing I want to talk about is giving back. You reach a point, once you've reached whatever you're doing, you get a certain level of success. At that point, I encourage myself to give back. I decided to volunteer, decided to become a mentor, decided to become VP of Education, part of the executive last year. And funny thing I learned is when you're giving back, when you're volunteering, when you're trying to do, you actually grow, but at the same time, you don't have that anxiety because the spotlight is not on you, the other person is on the club. So that is where I came back, giving back from fear, my journey to growth, and giving back. And here I am today. And I encourage you to think about these 3 points. In your Toastmasters journey, you will come across everything. You will be afraid. When I ask Cherry to say, Cherry, would you be ready to give your 10th speech in a few weeks, in a couple of months? I can see she's already afraid. But Cherry, I encourage you to go through the process and give the 10th speech as it comes. And you will grow in your roles as you do. And finally, do come back and help the club out, because the club is not a club without its members and the members and the contribution of other clubs. So hopefully, hopefully my speech has slightly inspired you, slightly given you a reason to come back. Like I remember the best thing my mentor Shamli said is, your journey only starts up to the 10th speech. That was one of the best advice I gave you. She gave me. The advice I would give you, your journey starts today. Every meeting, it's a new journey. Come back, learn, overcome your fears, give back. Thank you.